What if this wasn't the first time Nee disappeared, but the first time no one noticed the pattern? When Nee goes missing again. James and Dip tell themselves to stay calm. They cling to routine, to logic, to assumptions, because assumptions feel safer than fear. Phones lose signal. Children wander. Time slips. Anything is easier than saying the word missing. But as the silence stretches on, as calls go unanswered, as the house grows unbearably still, James feels something cold and familiar crawl up his spine. Because this isn't new, and that is the most terrifying part, standing in the quiet house, James doesn't replay memories. A child does not vanish twice by coincidence. He replays warnings, not without a sound. Not like this. Dip tries to hold on to reason, assumptions overlap. People make mistakes. But deep down, she feels it too. Fear distorts time. This disappearance doesn't feel random. It feels rehearsed. James hasn't said a word yet, but his mind has already gone back, years back, to a place he swore he would never return to. A place filled with shouting voices, running feet, and 30 minutes that nearly tore their family apart. Because once before, Nee wasn't lost. She was taken. The day everything changed. James remembers the market first. The way ordinary life disguised danger so perfectly. The noise, the heat, and more than anything, he remembers the voice Nee described that day. A voice she had heard before. A voice tied to secrets no one wanted uncovered, now, as night settles over the present. One question refuses to leave James's mind. What if this disappearance isn't a new threat at all? What if it's the continuation of an old one? What if someone never stopped watching, never stopped waiting? Dip looks at James and sees something shift behind his eyes. Fear mixed with recognition. The kind of fear that doesn't come from the unknown, but from realizing you've walked this path before. James, she whispers, barely audible. This isn't the same, right? James doesn't answer. Because the truth is, the last time Nee vanished, it began exactly the same way, safe. Ordinary, quiet, and it ended with a truth that changed everything, before anyone can understand what's happening now. We need to return to that day, the first time Nee disappeared, the market. Anyone who has ever walked through the small countryside market where Dip sells vegetables, and where James helps unload crates every morning, remembers one thing clearly. The little girl with the old Doraemon backpack. Nee's laughter. Bright, curious eyes. A habit of hopping around the vegetable stall like a sparrow learning to fly. No one, absolutely no one, expected that an afternoon as ordinary as any other would become the most terrifying 30 minutes of James and Dip's lives. It happened at exactly 4:27 p.m. James had just returned after delivering a few crates of citrus. Dip was weighing vegetables for a familiar customer. Nee stood right in front of the stall, playing with scallions that had fallen to the ground, occasionally lifting her face to ask, "Mom, can we have sour soup tonight?" Everything was ordinary, ordinary enough to make anyone feel safe. Too ordinary. Then, in a single moment, Dip bent down to grab a new plastic bag. Minute by minute at first, neither of them panicked. And Nee was gone. Nee often wandered to the candy stall next door, but 2 minutes passed. Then 10, then 5, and the color drained from Dip's face. James. Where's Nee? She was just here. Her voice trembled. James scanned the area, then called out louder, Nee. Nee, where are you? No answer. Only the hum of old ceiling fans, the oblivious bustle of the market. Minute 12. James began running, down the fish lane, past the bread vendor, toward the canal behind the market, asking everyone. Describing every detail. 6 years old. A little girl. twin ponytails, yellow shirt with a duck. Each shake of the head felt like a blow to his chest. Dip's hands trembled. Tears welled in her eyes, but she kept searching, calling her daughter's name between shallow breaths. A woman at the convenience stall hesitated. Minute 17. I think I saw her walking toward the warehouse area. There was a man there too. James froze. The warehouse row was no place for a child, isolated. Half abandoned. Full of blind corners. He ran. Dip followed, her slippers slapping loudly against the concrete. When James turned into the narrow alley behind the warehouses, empty. His heart stopped. No trace of a child. Silent, they alerted everyone. Minute 22. The entire market joined the search. Dozens of voices shouting Nee's name. Minute 27. James sprinted toward the dirt road leading to the fields, the same road where he once taught Nee to balance on an old bicycle. Then, minute 30. Nothing. A small figure appeared at the far end of the road, covered in dust. Exhausted, stumbling, the Doraemon backpack hung off one shoulder, her knees were scraped. Her breathing shallow and shaky. Nee. James ran to her, scooping her up as if she might disappear again. Dip collapsed to her knees beside them, sobbing as she held them both, but what terrified everyone wasn't that Nee had been found. It was what she said next. The voice Dip cupped her daughter's face. Nee. Where did you go? Who was with you? Tell mommy. Nee looked around anxiously, as if afraid someone might be listening, then leaned closer. Mom, I didn't go alone. James froze mid-breath. Her voice shook. Dip tightened her grip. Then who was with you, sweetheart? Nee swallowed hard. It was the old man. James and Dip exchanged a sharp, heavy look. James crouched lower, voice gentle. What old man, Nee? Did he say anything? She nodded. He said he would take me home, to my real family. A chill swept across the dirt road. James's stomach dropped. Dip's tears fell uncontrollably. Did you see his face? James asked softly. Nee shook her head quickly. No, I was too scared. She hesitated, fists clenched. But his voice sounded familiar. James felt something tighten in his chest. Familiar how? Nee whispered, I think I heard him before, when he talked to mommy. Silence fell. Not empty silence, but silence heavy with realization. There was only one older man whose voice Nee had heard before. One man James prayed would never step into her world. When Nee whispered, it was Grandpa. The world tilted. James couldn't breathe. Dip's knees weakened. The truth beneath the silence that night. The house was quieter than it had ever been. James checked every lock twice. Dip tested every window. Nee lay between them, eyes wide, haunted. Around midnight, James stepped outside. Moonlight split his face, half shadow, half fury. What does he want? She asked. Dip sat beside him. James exhaled, the breath scraping his lungs. The life he planned. He wants me back. The marriage, the company. Then why involve Nee? James's jaw tightened. Because she's our weakness. To him, she's not family, she's leverage. Dip hesitated. James, I need to tell you something. She told him about the night Nee appeared on her doorstep. Only a note with 3 words, please take care. No name, no papers. James pulled her into his arms. I don't care where she came from, he said, she's ours. But the night wasn't over. James made the call he swore he never would. His father answered immediately, I told you this day would come. Stay away from her, this is your last warning. A calm reply. James said, I went to protect you. By chasing a 6-year-old? Then his father said the words that changed everything. Someone else is looking for that girl. Not me, and they won't be gentle. A threat that never ended. Nee wasn't taken. Someone from the shadows. She was hunted. Someone who knew she had no papers, no protection, no identity. Those 30 minutes weren't an accident. And the storm was still coming. They were a warning. That night, James didn't sleep. Because now he understood something no one else did. It had only gone quiet. The past wasn't over. And when something goes quiet for too long, it isn't gone, it's waiting.